So we are back again to our second section of the last, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, okay? 5 says, the men drive their cars at very high speed. The men drive their cars at very high speed. Where we have the men, you underline the men and you point your arrow downward in the second line. And third line, you write your S2. So we have the men as our plural subject, and that's our S2. And then we have drive their cars at very high speed. Under that, you underline drive, and when you underline drive, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line you write your V2, where we have drive as our V2. And so we have the men as our S2 and we have drive as our V2. So it is wrong of you to say the man drives their cars at very high speed. If you say that, then it means your S2 has taken V1. So the correct form is the men drive their cars at very high speed. Now we'll go to example 6 now. Example 6 says, his daughters like bananas. His daughters like bananas. So you underline his daughters there, that's plural, and then when you underline his daughters, your arrow under his daughters pointing at the third line, and when you underline his daughters, you write in the second line you have your arrow, and the third line you write your S2 under the arrow. So we have his daughters there as our S2, and we have like bananas, you underline like there, and when you underline like, you point your arrow downward in the second line and you write your V2 in the third line. So we have his daughters there, and he has taken like as his daughters there is our S2, and he has taken like as our V2. So it is wrong of you to say his daughters likes bananas. If you say that, it means your S2 has taken V1. Now we go to our example 7. Example 7 says, their teeth ache. Their teeth ache. So their teeth ache. Under their teeth ache, you underline their teeth, that is plural. So we have tooth as singular, and we have teeth as plural. We have foot as singular. We have feet as plural. We have goose as singular. We have geese as plural. So here we have their teeth ache. You underline their teeth, that is plural, and then you point your arrow downward in the second line. In the third line, you write your S2. And we have ache there. You have ache there, you underline A. And when you underline ache, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your V2. So we have their teeth here as our S2, and it has taken ache as a V2. So it is wrong of you to say their teeth aches. If you say that, it means your S2 has taken V1. So the correct form is their teeth ache. Now, when you look at it very well, teeth, okay? The TH is a voiceless dental fricative. The voiceless dental fricative. And yes, voiceless dental fricative, that is it. So that is our example 7. The last one, so it is wrong of you to say their teeth aches. If you say that, then it means your S2 has taken B1, which is wrong. So the correct form is their teeth ache. So we are going to learn this, the last example now, which is of course 8. 8 says 2 tins of tomatoes cost 3,000 naira. 2 tins of tomatoes cost 3,000 naira. So we have 2 tins there. Tins there signifies plural. So your arrow may come directly under 2. And then below the arrow, that's in the third line, now you write your S2. So we have 2 tins of tomatoes is our S2. And we have cost. C-O-S-T, cost. All right, so you underline cost. That is there, we have cost 3,000 naira. So you underline only cost. When you underline cost, your arrow points downward in the second line, and in the third line you write your V2. So we have 2 tins of tomatoes, our plural, that's our S2, and it has taken the plural verb cost as our V2. So that we have 2 tins of tomatoes cost 3,000 naira. So it is wrong of you to say 2 tins of tomatoes cost 3,000 naira. So when we come to consonant clusters, that is s, t, s, right? S, t, s, s, t, s, s, t, s. That's consonant clusters. Cluster of 3 consonant sounds as at final positions. Okay, so it is wrong of you to say 3 things of tomatoes cost 3,000 naira. So the correct form is 2 tins of tomatoes cost 3,000 naira. So that is what we have for you today on the presentation for today. You can see the beauty of the whole program today. So have a very, very wonderful moment until we meet again precisely in the 24 hours when we are going to look at another group of 8. Thank you very much and have a very beautiful evening from B Telly, right?